Hello, good morning. This is Vicki Martin. I'm having my morning coffee routine and I decided to have another little chat after my meditation. And today's topic is basically about draining energy. So I'm going to go and try to talk about this topic in this blog in a way that we have to understand every single person is a gift. Every single being, every single person is always a gift. And so after we have this little discussion about the different types of individuals and how they can be draining, and I will provide you some tools to help you, assist you along your journey. So basically, for all of those who are trying to understand what that means when someone is draining, have you ever gone to a grocery store and found that as you were shopping to pick up a few of your items, you just felt this extreme sense of fatigue and exhaustion, especially after you just went through the checkout and the lady who had rang you in was basically maybe quiet, maybe she wasn't as lovely as you would like to have experienced. Maybe it was before then that the person in front of you in the line had given her a difficult time over a $10 bill. All sorts of things happen. One of the things that I tend to tell people is we need to be more observant and not as reactant. So when you're being mindful and you're just observing what is taking place in your world, one of those things that could be coming up is what you are experiencing. What others are experiencing really has nothing to do with you. What others are experiencing is what their vibration is sending off and resonating and attracting in their realm. If you are observing other people's state of being, it's again just basically that is just to show you the contrast. Sometimes we don't see how we are resonating and sitting in joy when you're always sitting in joy if you don't have something to show the contrast. So basically, knowing that, when you are around individuals that seem to be, and there's many different types of individuals. I mean, so many are quick to say energy vampires. We have more than just energy vampires that can impact our energy. We have, let me see, people we may be working with, people who could be family, people who we would be just engaging in our energy. Our energy does not stop here in this body and not flow over there. So our energy is always constantly, it's like air. It's going to collect and it's going to flow through. So when you are surrounded by people who may be draining your energy, I tend to state to those people who request this, first of all, be mindful that these generous gifts are showing you something. So if they are draining your energy, is there a possibility that you're pushing your energy that has been maintained with full light out? How can that be? So let's put it this way. When you wake up in the morning in a state of complete appreciation, knowing that you are secure and grounded and stable and your life is just always delivering you whatever for your materialistic needs, your emotional needs, your sense of empowerment, sense of unconditional love, the truth, the vision, and the connection, you basically have this sense of inner peace, and you're just in this nice state of aura that will keep your light quite contained. Now again, it's not a wall. It's not a wall. But it's kind of basically, this is the way I look at it. If you go in a dark room and switch on a light, it doesn't leave parts of the room dark. It just brightens up the whole room so you can see everything. So if you maintain yourself, you can try to do this on a daily basis for your benefit, but also to not control another person's way, but as I had stated, become more forgiving, become more just observant, just not be so concerned about what's going on over there. Just pay attention to what's going on here. Because as soon as you are paying attention to what's going on there, you are now sending them your light. Right? Now, if we are looking at you being a bright light bulb in a dark room, you can go and try to send them light in a loving way. It will light up both of you as bright. If you are trying to pay attention to their darkness, you're interchanging the energy. So you may take on some of that negativity by responding to the negativity. Does that make sense? Now, if you said, well, I'm trying my best to be helpful and to be caring and to be giving to these people, we have behaviors that are taught to us at an early age, and sometimes I can state it's in our cultural differences that we grow up comparing ourselves to others, to look at what somebody has, what somebody has done, what someone has accomplished. We're never fully appreciating in the now of how far that one has come in their own place. When you are always comparing yourself to another outside of yourself, you are now saying that there is something about you that needs to be more like them. So if you actually understand the law of physics, you're basically manifesting them as a sense of perfection, and now you are in a state of needing to be more like them. Understand? So what happens is, as we age, we tend to think negative thoughts. We tend to never feel good enough, never feel worthy, never feel secure. We always need to reach out for validation of our emotional needs. We tend to want to have partners or mates or family or friends to state that we are worthy and good enough. And so unfortunately what happens is that we seem to think it's quite natural. What is natural is basically being aware that you're already in a state of perfection, that what you have achieved right now, right this moment, this now, The trials and tribulations, yes, things have gone up, things have gone down, things have been a learning curve, things have gone and have been removed, things have been upside down and all around. Yes, the trials and tribulations of life. But if you look back at where you were at the time, if you were learning curve, your sense of learning was still in a state of evolving. Now, right now, this moment, we know we're doing the best that we can do, and that we are devoting ourselves, our time, our energy, for a sense of purpose, for a sense of love, for a sense of joy, for a sense of pleasure, for a sense of wonder, a sense of enlightenment. It's for a sense of just to feel good. Everything else doesn't matter. The ex that left you, what does that matter right now? It doesn't mean that you're good, you're bad, you're whatever we think about ourselves is how we kind of get in a way of our own vibration. So let's go back to people draining us. When we have somebody who is being negative around us, who is grumbling and finding not joy, it's not for us to say, oh, you have to be happy in order for me to be around you. That is really a sense of demeaning. We are not superior because we feel joy. It's our choice. They can feel joy too. Why not? We can easily say at one point we didn't feel joy. So we have to be aware that while they are going through their struggles, their trials and tribulations, we need to be aware we can send them love. And what that means is that energy that can say, this joy feels good in me. This joy feels beautiful. This joy feels exquisite. It's a state of delicious bliss. And just with your heart, by just feeling that, and sorry about that, by them feeling that somehow in you being sent to them, may allow them for a moment to resonate with that feeling that you feel, and by that happening, that will make both of you feel that joy and bliss. Maybe they don't know why, but they just feel good. All right? You're not telling them what to do. You're not getting involved with their head. You're not creating resistance. The same goes for when you are surrounded by, people who feel very entitled, people who have to be perfect on the outside, but they're all flawed on the inside, energy vampires, or all sorts of those different types of individuals. Once they go and are surrounding you and you are doing everything in your power to make them feel good, you are putting yourself second after them. So it's so important that you stay grounded in your own light. Feel your joy, feel your abilities, feel your amazingness. And what you can do is just allow yourself to be the showing of the gracious self that you are. Because once you are worried about what is going on over there, it becomes a boomerang effect. And it will come back to you in that negativity. So the more that you worry about how others are thinking of you, the more that you are observing and now absorbing what you're experiencing. The more that you see that there is negativity, the more that you have to pay attention to the positivity. Because the more that you observe in this line of duality, right? So you see the negativity, then balance it with positivity. And then once we have harmony, it cancels it out. Does that make sense? We cannot tell somebody to change their way. Who are you to say what their behavior is doing wrong? In fact, they were just a perfect gift for you. Because sometimes that negativity only shows up when someone needs to be reminded to turn on their light. All right, so thank you very much for sharing this moment with me. I look forward to another gracious day of doing what I do best, and love and light. Have a great day.